The recording of this race is sponsored by JB Transmission. Specializing in foreign and domestic repairs, trust JB for all your performance needs. Check us out at www.jbtransmission.com or visit us at 256 St. Mary's Road in Winnipeg. This video production is sponsored by RD Sales and Service Limited. We service what others sell. For all mechanical repairs, trust our professionals. RD Sales and Service is a proud sponsor of the number 17 Super Truck and Sprint Car.
And rounding out the field in the car number 13, Al Giesbrecht. 1,000cc, 185 horsepower, just 950 pounds, and here we go. Dylan Sabatini on the outside in the car number 29, flying around the corner. Here comes the guy that has dominated most of the season, the Mazer Group 35W of Wally Butler. He is on the move in that 35 car out of Narrow, Manitoba. One down already, 7 to go. Amber Balkan dropping to the third spot. Uh-oh, heads up. We got somebody upside down in turn 1 and 2. A gentle roll for the car number 13 of Al Giesbrecht. Al Giesbrecht in the car number 13 out of Winkler, Manitoba. That's a 1996 Henchcraft chassis with a 2006 Yamaha R1 1000 engine, sponsored by Shamrock Seeds in Winkler and Chip Berry Produce in Tyler, Texas. Wow.
Now, is anyone going to tell me how lucky that number 13 is at this point? Huh? Well, I suppose not. Hey, I just got a hot tip from the pit area. Those of you that were with us last Thursday night watched Mike Martin roll his 55 Super Stock on the front straightaway here. They got the car repaired and back into raceable shape, but they've encountered a problem, and I don't know if it's related to the car getting upside down or not, but they have in the engine, they have oil where the water goes and water where the oil goes, and I'm no mechanic, but I can tell you that ain't good.
No doubt about that. Wow.
Now, here's the deal. Mike Martin heading into tonight in the 55 car in the Super Stock points was in the top. Where is he? Coming over here and look at this. I think we need someone printing this program that is over 25 years old and doesn't need a bright light to read with.
Well, Mike Martin, if that's what you're talking about, second in points behind Danelle DeRoger in the Super Stock division. Now looking over the points, 1 point. Wow.
Now here's the deal. You talk about guys that are sportsmen. Word from the pit area coming, Mike Martin's 55 car is out of action for the night. Al Cito in the 50 car that is a competitor of Mike Martin's has given Mike his car to drive tonight so Mike can stay in the points race. So Mike Martin will be driving the number 50. There may well be a tape 5 on it, but Al Cito's number 50 will be 55 tonight.
Wow, hot tip.
Hey, I'm
and
not
great
just
sportsmanship, I'll tell you that much.
I'm not just another pretty face. I'm here to tell you. Now, did you know, here's something else I want to mention to you about piston ring. You know, I was in Altona recently, and I had the wiper blades. Well, we won't get on about how the safety was done, but the wiper blade fell off my car. I was lucky enough to be in Altona, wheeled into the piston ring in Altona, said hi to a guy that is actually a race fan. I don't know if he's here tonight or not, but Bill Dick is the guy that works at the piston ring in Altona. He had me fixed up and on my way in no time at all, and having been a piston ring customer for a number of years, I understand the part about service. You know, I discovered that one thing about piston ring is you get a car on your lift, you're doing a safety. By the time the guy brings in a list of stuff for what's wrong, just phone them and they'll get it to you, because there's no point putting the car back together and taking it outside. They'll have the parts there in the time it takes you to get it ready to go back out. That I know for a fact firsthand. So piston ring, 1953, they've been in Manitoba supporting our community project since then.
Man, oh man, so if they got you covered, obviously they carry parts for Yugos.
They carry parts. They probably even got parts for that Honda Element.
they might, but you don't need them.
No, well, don't be so smart about that. You know, I can't tell that joke. This is a family show. I was going to say something about being seen in a Honda Element or something like. Well, anyways, we'll leave that. We'll leave that one for now, but they probably got it. You may not need it, but the day comes that you need it, they're going to have it. That I can tell you.
There you go. Well, of course, we were down in Grand Forks last weekend, Pat, at River City Speedway, Grand Forks, North Dakota. World of Outlaws, Sammy Swindell still getting it done in the car number 1. Wow.
Yeah, and you know, Sammy is almost my age, and poor Sammy, he can still drive a race car, but Sammy's had 54 years to develop a personality, and unfortunately he hasn't.
No doubt about that. Good to
And-
see Steve Kinzer out there still doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see him make too many mistakes, but he did that night.
Well, he made one. Even Steve Kinzer slips up now and then, but he slipped off the end of the racetrack. But World of Outlaw sprint cars, and we're trying to get we're working on getting the World of Outlaw sprint cars up here. And man, it's a big job. It's a big job. But Blair Bodley has been working on it, and with any luck, we'll have the World of Outlaw sprint cars up here. But it is a big job, and no one wants to let go of their hold on the World of Outlaw franchise, so to speak.
Well, Pat, as you know, we're talking about the World of Outlaws and the full-size sprint cars. These are obviously what they call lightning sprints. These do not use Chevrolet V8s. Rather, they use 1,000cc motorcycle engines. The one thing I like about these cars better than the full-size sprints, they carry starters and clutches. We get them fired up real quick and rolling once again, and that's always a problem in full-size sprint car racing. To get a restart going takes an awful long time.
Well, it would if you had two push. Well, yes, I suppose it does take longer. There's no doubt, but. One thing about Grant, if you got 5 push trucks, you're in for a few minutes. But it does provide some entertainment. One thing about when the World of Outlaws come, they only come twice a year there. And it's kind of interesting just to soak it all up and watch all the goings on. It's an interesting pit area to visit after the races as well. They really, it is a traveling circus. They really do put on a show in all areas.
No doubt about it, especially on that racetrack. Very, very fast, high bank. That is River City Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota. All right, well, on the restart here, Wally Butler in the Mazer Group 35W starting second behind the 29 sponsored by FXR. This is Dylan Sabatini. So the 35W's got a shot here with 7 on the Pepsi board. Here we go. Here comes Amber Balkan on the outside of the 35W. And she's got the pass. The Emery Demolition North Star Spraying 10 car into second. And here comes the 31 of Frank Elias. So it's Dylan Sabatini, Amber Balkan with a great drive off of turn number 2. She has a car to win a race here today, no doubt about it. The 31, Elias, following right along. Three very similar race cars up front. 3 Baileys followed by a Henchcraft. Five to go. Great racing for second place. Amber Balkan and the LG Transport number 31 of Frank Elias. Really getting at it. Elias now has got second, and he's set to work on the 29 of Dylan Sabatini. Elias right through the middle of the track. That car's working great. Fastest lap time by Eric Klassen or Frank Elias in the car tonight, 18.44. Great racing here, side by side. Elias in the AccuPipe LG Transport 31 in a great big hurry. He sweeps around the outside, and the 31 has the lead. 31 is a 2006 Suzuki GSXR 1000 engine, and it's lit on all fours here tonight. White flag is out, 1 to go. What a great job by Frank Elias starting third. He's now first. Sabatini now coming back. That's a very fast entry into turn 3, no doubt about that. Checkered flag is out. What a race. Your winner, the 31 of Frank Elias. Fastest lap time of 18.44 seconds. Second spot, the St. Anne Hotel, Beaujeu Hotel, FXR Racing number 29 of Dylan Sabatini. Third, the North Star Spraying Systems, Emery Demolition 10 of Amber Balkan. Fourth, unofficially, the Mazer Group, Mahindra Tractors 35W. That's Wally Butler there on the front straightaway. Great racing in Lightning Sprint Heat number 1.
You're not kidding. That was fantastic. It got better after the red flag, which has probably nothing to do with it, but that was certainly a great race after the red flag. That was a good finish.
All right, getting ready to go with Lightning Sprint Heat number 2. Don't forget you can check their website out at nlsprints.com. The website address is nlsprints.com. Do check it out. Cars for sale over there, rules and all kinds of other great stuff. Here is your lineup for Piston Ring for the Northern Lightning Association Heat number 2.
This video production is brought to you by Pack and Away Mobile Storage. We bring the storage unit to your door, pack it at your place, and store it at ours. Pack and Away Storage is a division of Highway Number 1 Self-Storage. We are proud supporters of the number 2 NLSA Sprint Car and number 20X Modified.
Two is Roland Bernard. Inside row number 3 in the 43 out of Falcon Lake, Manitoba is Robert Livingstone. And the 1, this is the henchcraft of Chris Soren out of Dufresne. We are racing Lightning Sprints, heat number 2. 8 laps on the Pepsi board. Roland Bernard, who won the feature last week here at Red River Co-op Speedway, looking awful good in the Pack and Away Mobile Storage Ward Trucking number 2. Brent Stagg in second. While Roland Bernard has taken his henchcraft to a huge lead, Chris Soren slips his henchcraft into second. Third and fourth, the Baileys, the 7 of Brent Stagg, and the 14 of Ed Bell. Then it's a henchcraft, the number 27. That is Chris Unruh, the president of the Northern Lightning Sprint Association. Chris Unruh had a heck of a run at ALH Motor Speedway the past weekend, winning the Lightning Sprint feature. Roland Bernard, a 2-time NLSA champion, flying here. The Ward Trucking number 1, Self-Storage number 2. Looks like Chris Soren might have something though, but could run out of laps. Soren looking very, very fast. Best time, look at this. 17.3 seconds for Chris Soren. 17.3 for the number 1 car. That is the best time of this race. He is flying in the direct buy Walker Auto Parts number 1. 2 to go. Soren may be running out of time. White flag coming out for your leader. Roland Bernard getting almost to the wall. The direct buy number 1 is catching him big time. Chris Soren with the best lap time so far of heat number 2 is right on the tail of the car number 2. Checkered flag is out. Your winner, Roland Bernard, followed by Chris Soren. Third spot, the Pioneer Brand Seeds 27. That is Chris Unruh. Well, a great job, no doubt about it. Chris Soren in the direct buy Walker Auto Parts number 1, closing the gap at the end of the race. 1 more lap, and that could have been a different finish. However, the guy that led the last and most important lap, the number 2, sponsored by number 1 Self-Storage and Ward Trucking, 2-time NLSA champion. That is Roland Bernard in the 2 car on the hot and fresh Pizza scale. Pat?
All right, Darren, thank you.